Okay, let's break down a few that I brought up. Let's start with communication. When it comes to communication, what you call yelling, she may call communicating. What I call yelling, you may call communicating. And we got to figure out how to get past that, because if you yell at me, I'm going to shut down personally. If I yell at you, you may shut down or you may yell back. At the end of the day, the problem still did not get solved. So we got to figure out how to communicate properly. But once again, you have your experiences where that may have worked in another relationship. I have my experiences where the things that I did may or may not have worked in another relationship.
Take a loving and positive approach when expressing yourself, all right? So there's a couple angles to cover here. One, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Many times conversations go left because we have no filter, or we're not being mindful of the delivery of our message, all right? And we have to understand that it wasn't what you said that caused the problem, it was how you said it. It was your attitude. It was that negative energy flowing out of your spirit, attacking them and slapping them in the face, even though you may have been speaking calmly, even though you may have been talking properly, so to speak. But your energy, your spirit was in a negative place, and people can feel that.
So here we are together trying to figure out, but these are things that you need to be talking about while you're dating. A lot of times these red flags come up later because we go on these dates and we're not talking on the date. So if you can't communicate on a date, then you're probably going to be a poor communicator later. Let's go to respect. When it comes to respect, do you respect your role as a lady? And do I respect my role as a man? I should not be asking you to do things that a man should do. You should not be asking me to do things that a woman should do.
Of our kids is say.
So in most heterosexual couples now in 2018, we enter marriage wanting to be equals. And we say out loud, like, we're going to share equally. Right. But what tends to happen for those couples is that these gender roles, the more traditional gender roles, tend to sneak in, and then people get angry. Mm-hmm. So it's important to talk about this early, set up expectations, and then revisit this conversation over
because
and
it's
over.
okay if you both choose to land on those traditional roles,
Mm-hmm.
Brian.
Right.
But you just need to be on the same page.
Let's respect each other. Let's talk to each other like we got some sense. Talk to me like you talk to your boss at work. How about that?
There could be trouble if you are a married woman and you go out to work, because more than likely you're going to have to start listening to the boss, and the boss might want you to dress a type of way, a certain way or something, and you take that authority over your husband's authority. Like you're rather, if your boss is a man, you're taking authority from another man who is not your husband, and then you come home and you have conflict with your husband.
How much hell can you bring into being by saying the wrong words to your wife? Right, now your wife is who she is, but she's also who she could become, as you've no doubt noticed many times. And you can extract out something good or something terrible from the possibility she represents with the cautious and loving application of your words, or with the careful and prideful and dismissive application of your words. And the world you live in will be radically different depending on which of those two approaches you apply.
Honesty. Let's go with honesty now. This is a tricky one. Certain questions you should avoid because you can't handle the truth. You want the truth, but you can't handle the truth. If you ask that lady how many men that she slept with, and she tell you more than 2, you flip out. Knowing that she's 45 years old, she's been married 3 times, you only want her to have 3 people in her life. That's ridiculous, bro. Grow up. That lady have been to college. That lady have been a bunch of spring breaks. That lady have been, if she 45, she'd have been a freak meet. She'd have been a player's ball. She'd have been all that. Just don't ask. If you know you can't handle it, bro, don't ask. Leave that question alone.
How many men have you slept with?
First it was Craig. He was the delivery guy. Then it was Greg. Then it's Tom. And there's another Tom. It's different Tom. One is like 6'4", the other is like 5'2". Okay, now I remember. Jack is on the back and Jake is filming on the side. Fun time, right? And then after that, time one was you. And that's during the quarantine. Now, before the quarantine.
Let's go to accountability. Accountability. Look up the definition of accountability before you start accusing somebody of being accountable or not. Look that up first. Let's start right there. Finances plays a major part. Now, if we handle it like the Jewish community, and I buy you a black dress, a brown dress, and a tan dress, and 3 pairs of shoes, but we got millions of dollars in the bank, that's one way of handling finances. Another way of handling finances is we go on trip every 3 months. You get every bag you want, you get the car you want, you get the jewelry you want, but we living week to week. It's stupid.
But if you can find a way to adjust your habits and lifestyle without dipping below the poverty line, then I highly encourage it. This method ensures that you're always saving for your future because all of your expenses are paid from one partner's paycheck, and then you can save and invest 100% of the other partner's paycheck. Keep purchases out in the open. Deceit and unfaithfulness are crucial things to avoid in any relationship, especially a marriage. And to be honest, this action doesn't just involve cheating. It also extends out to how you manage your money and your shared financial goals. If you open a credit card behind your partner's back or a separate bank account, or you try to hide purchases you're making, that's deceitful. You're being unfaithful financially within your relationship. So it's an absolute must that you're open and honest about all things money within your marriage so you don't start to lose financial trust within each other. Because once trust is gone, it's extremely hard to rebuild.